Hello, people of the world, or just VCU esports, I guess. Welcome to our first VCU LCS game of the fall. Kicking it off with a spicy one, Rams of Love versus Apes Together Strong. I'm Lokesh, joined by my handsome, talented, cute, funny co-caster, Mr. Red Lightning. Say hi to the
Oh,
stream.
you're so nice. Hello, everybody. It's me. It's Red Lightning. We're here with our first game. We're all excited. It's been a long summer. Really, really, really long summer. And now we're here to watch a challenger player dumpster some plebs. So, we're hype. Let's see it. First game. This is the first VCU LCS action we've had in forever.
Yes, sir, it indeed is. And I think with that... Are you ready for Pro Draft, Tristan? I'm ready to get into draft. What about you?
I'm ready to get into draft. Also, make sure there is a straw poll link in chat. Fill it out. See who you think is going to win this game. I'm actually interested what the fan vote is.
Yes, sir. I mean, we got Youngest Slay versus Dog in the top lane. Interestingly, Berserker is actually playing jungle. So Ken Torne, he's playing mid lane. Iwagner is ADC and Blueski is support. Iwagner is not actually playing this game, so they do have a substitute on the side of Rams of Love.
He's not playing?
Yeah, this game at least. He's not.
Nope.
So they've got a substitute. And then on Apes Together Strong, Dog in the top lane, Gragas Opa in the jungle, 2 Jokers in mid, 9 IQ player as ADC and Kiyoshi Mon as support. Should be an exciting one. I hope it's close. I'm ready to get some casting in.
Let's do it. I am excited. Whoa. You're right. Okay. Maybe Twitch was just lying to me about our viewer count. It just instantly dropped. I think Twitch was lying to me. But we are in the pick ban tool. We are here looking at the picks. Looks like a Braum ban, followed up by they're hovering Lux here. Actually, it's going to be Olaf.
So yeah, Braum and Warwick gone for some reason. I'm not too sure about the Warwick ban, but
who on red side plays it? I mean, I guess that's a Gragas Opa champ.
I don't think so, because Gragas Opa plays a good amount of Olaf. Yeah.
They banned it away from themselves then?
I don't know, actually.
Are they on the wrong? They're not on the wrong sides, are they?
Hopefully not. Let's.
Yeah, that would be a bit int.
Okay, I guess they're not on the wrong side because nothing was said in the game chat. But, anyways, it's some interesting bans coming in. I'm not too sure what's what, but critically no Alawi ban, and immediately the Goats, aka the Rams of Love, pick up the Galio.
Will they lock Alawi? Are they willing to first pick it, basically? Because I don't think they're going to show their top pick yet for Youngest Lay. So are they willing to blind pick an Alawi, which is kind of troll, but just to get his best champ? Or before it gets banned out in round 2, probably?
Maybe. We'll see. I'm not completely sure. I don't think they would go for the Alawi this early because ultimately Youngest Lay, he is challenger. So, and he does play top lane. Even though he's a jungle main and challenger, he does play top lane at like a Grandmasters level. So we will have to see. But 2 Jokers actually picking up his signature Twisted Fate in the mid lane, and Ezreal is locked in for ADC, which is a safe blind. I would have liked to see Ashe instead, but Ezreal does give you the ability to jump away from Galio in case the Colossus tries to engage on you. And yeah immediately you see the Ashe picked up on the other side.
Yeah, I like the TF Galio picks are just... I mean, you can safely blind Galio if you're on the side of Rams of Love here, just because you know for a fact that 2 Jokers is Twisted Fate player, and you can play Galio. Galio and TF aren't going to do anything to each other in lane. They're just going to chill. So, and they both do the same thing. I think Galio might actually be better, personally, at this level of play, just because it's easier to get into the get into the fight, and TF does have his stun, and he has plenty in his red card for crowd control or whatnot, but Galio can lock up your entire team if played right. Now, CF has the advantage in being able to roam better because he doesn't have to have a teammate there to pour it in. But either way, I mean, I think Galio would probably be slightly more effective, and I like the blind, knowing that you can exploit two Jokers champ pool.
Yeah,
And Talia
definitely. The
picked up.
Talia comes in. I think that's probably a Talia jungle.
I would assume they've
I'd
already picked
assume it's
TF.
a
There's no way
Talia
they're taking.
jungle.
Yeah, there's no way they're sending TF like top lane or something.
Yeah, that could be a Talia jungle, or even spicier Talia bot lane with the Ezreal Talia Ezreal bot lane, which is kind of shit in my opinion. But it could be something. It's one of those things. But I do like the Galio paired with Ashe and Lulu. You just kind of want to super buff this ADC, make sure she never dies, dishes out a lot of damage, right? Um, just like a lot of ADC protection coming out. Meanwhile, Rams of Love, not Rams of Love, sorry, what's their face? Apes Together Strong going for the global comp, turn every 2v2 into a 4v2.
Yeah, there's a Galio though, so like you're not even there's globals on the other side as well. You got Galio, you have Ashe Arrow to kind of help you across the map. Looks like they failed that ban there. It's actually Thresh.
Okay, so it is a
What's
Thresh
banned?
ban coming in, so yeah, but immediately, even though they've got a lot of damage on the side of Apes Together Strong, I'm immediately liking the draft of Rams of Love a lot more.
I don't know why they banned Ornn from Apes Together Strong here. To me, the way I see it, if you're putting Youngest Lay on a tank like Ornn, he can definitely have big game impact. But especially when they've left Alawi up so far, like I'm happy if they take a tank like Ornn. I just don't think he's going to be able to solo carry his game on Ornn as hard as he would be on like a carry pick from your challenger player. It's kind of relying on you can definitely carry from Ornn, don't get me wrong, but not in the same manner. And I think getting Youngest Lay to lock in a tank is really good if you're on the side of Apes Together Strong. So I don't really agree with that Ornn ban.
Yeah,
What was did they just not ban that last ban?
I'm not sure because I don't see anything in the chat, but
Hmm.
let's just assume they didn't ban their last ban. So, anyways, I have a feeling that we're definitely going to see like a super high damage carry threat from both the jungle from the top lane in this case because you do have like kind of low damage with Galio in the mid lane. Um, I am really fucking confused right now. I have no clue what's happening. That's probably
Yeah.
Ezreal with a J4 locked in. Probably
J
that's Ezreal Talia bot lane.
Yeah, I get. Or I mean, it could be J4 support. That's a real thing.
It could be J4 support. Kind of bamboozled right now, honestly, but we will see when we get into game what the picks are. But so Nunu's actually locked in for Berserker in the jungle.
Could
That's a good pick for him. He loves playing these engaged tanks and everything, right? And then you see the spicy Lucian top come in for uh Youngest Lay.
yeah.
Um,
So that's kind of why I'm thinking like don't ban Ornn. There's no way he was actually going to play like a tank. He's going to take your Lucian. That's why they were comfortable leaving up Alawi because Lucian would just stomp Alawi
well,
so bad.
forget about Alawi. They get the Yorick in actually, and I think the
Yorick is
Yorick
good
pick is
too.
kind of big brain into Lucian.
Oh, I don't know. It's so easy to break his cage as Lucian.
It is, but I mean, I feel like you just kind of chill and then you end up just fucking him over in the split push anyways, assuming you don't get fucked over. We'll have to
It's
see
it's gonna be
how
hard.
Dog
Like
plays it. Yeah, it's
it's
definitely
not
going to be
easy.
difficult.
It's not an easy matchup for York to play. He gets kited just like any other melee champ. He doesn't have any dashes, has no way to get on you. He can slow you and hope his ghouls do the work. But, you know, Lucian has so many auto attacks with his passive that one, he destroys that cage instantly if he wants to, and two, the ghouls, while they survive ability damage pretty well, but auto attacks like one shot them.
Oh,
So
100%, yeah.
I feel like Lucian's gonna have no trouble blasting away those ghouls and destroying the cage. So like he's never really gonna be in danger of getting caught down by this York and actually getting engaged on. I think he's gonna have a pretty much a free lane, bullying out York with his range advantage. So
So
I don't.
I actually thought that Yorick was big brain into Lucian because I remember one game I was playing with my friend Mr. Shin Ramen, aka Noah, and he kind of ran it down as Lucian against a Yorick. So That was my guess, but we'll see. I think there's some lack of matchup knowledge in that sense, probably.
Yeah. Oh, just shout out to the chat. Just to let everybody know, their names are a little bit confusing here. The Rams of Love are goats, and Apes Together Strong are Rams
Yes,
on
yes, that is
the
right.
pro draft screen. So those are the two teams
Yes.
they're playing. Uh, their names up there are a little bit confusing.
Yeah, so yeah, Rams of Love is on blue side this game, Apes Together Strong is on red. Can't Lucian just bully him out? True. I don't know, the Talia support is just kind of troll, I think. I mean, you can definitely, like, surprise some people with the damage, but
You got I Wagner here in the chat watching his team play. Saying Rams of Love takes it in 15. Make him FF. He says that I'm not playing, but they still win.
True, true. Supporting from the sidelines. What a good teammate. He's not there to play, but he's there to
Yeah,
support.
not there to play, but he can still watch. I like it.
Yes, sir. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Rams of Love takes this pretty easy. Personally, I think their comp is just way better. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they just
I don't know.
get they just get champion diffed in every single role here. Like I think Galio's better than TF at least at this level. I feel like the higher elo you go, the better TF gets, but I
Yeah,
feel like the mid lane matchup currently, like Galio should do more than TF and bring a lot more to the team. Ashe Lulu is much better than Ezreal Talia, and I think Nunu is just a better jungler than Jarvan at the moment. I don't think Jarvan's all that good, and Lucian should be able to bully the shit out of Yorick in the early game, and build his lead off of that, and make sure that Yorick just doesn't have a fun time playing. Because I feel
yeah.
like if Yorick gets one kill, then he just kind of rolls Lucian over, but it's the same thing on the other side.
I don't think he'll get a kill.
He
I
shouldn't.
just
He shouldn't. He really
yeah,
shouldn't.
exactly. I mean, the jungle could come up there and help, but Nunu is pretty active on the map early, and I don't think that Jarvan's going to be able to find like significantly any kind of more game impact like gank wise than Nunu will. If anything, I'd expect to see it the other way. And there's some pretty easy lanes to gank here. I think Galio can easily gank Yorick. I mean, not Galio. I think Nunu can easily gank TF or Yorick.
Okay, I got some insider information. Apparently, Talia is actually Leona. Would have been nice to know
Oh,
before I flamed the Talia pick, but
yeah. Okay,
that
that
makes our comp a little
completely
bit better. It makes our comp a little bit better.
that changes a lot. That actually changes a ton. I still think Rams would love take this, but that Leona makes it not troll. At least they have a way to get onto like Ashe, Lulu, Lucian now. If Leona can like really smurf with her combo, they could actually follow up pretty good with like the Jarvan all in, and then maybe Yorick can get in there as well. I
Yeah,
still think they're gonna lack in team fights though. It's gonna be tough. It's always tough to team fight with Yorick, and then I just don't think TF Ezreal really pack enough of a punch to.
I feel like the combination of Ezreal, Talia, not Talia, Ezreal, Leona, J4 is really good in team fights, and then you get to like Yorick and Twisted Fate, and you're like, okay, we have one that's a split pusher and one that's trying to make picks with your team before forcing the 5v5, right?
Yeah,
Meanwhile, you got just full on straight engage, disengage, re engage, peel, do whatever the fuck you want on Rams of Love.
yeah, they have ways to engage. Nunu can easily go in. Ashe can hit her arrow, and that's a free engage right there. You have ways to disengage, like you said. Once again, the Ashe arrow, Ashe kiting. Then they have two ADCs with a Lulu to buff both of them up, keep them alive, speed them up, and make them do more damage. And then Galio and Nunu to protect them. Meanwhile, on red side, in terms of the team fight, I mean Yorick is a dog team fighter. Jarvan's pretty good, and Leona can combo up, but like TF and Ezreal aren't just they're not champs known for like their extremely high like burst damage in like a team fight. I don't think you can really layer like even if Leona and Jarvan layer like a great awesome Wombo CC chain, I just don't think it even means that much because I don't think TF and Ezreal necessarily have the damage to get through like Nunu and Galio. I mean they could burst out Ashe or Lucian maybe, but uh, it's not going to be easy, especially with Lulu to keep them alive.
Yeah, I mean, They do have like a good amount of like single target burst on the side of Rams of Love, but not Rams of Love. I keep getting confused because it's fucking pro draft, but they do got like a lot of single target burst on the side of Apes together strong. But it's gonna be so hard to get on top of these carries. It's like having Nunu, Lulu, Galio just sitting on top of them constantly. I don't think it's not gonna be easy to kill them.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely obvious that Apes is going for the split push, but I mean it's not like that they don't have answers to that in Rams of Love as well. Like Lucian should just, in my opinion, just beat Yorick in that side lane. I think it should be pretty easy for him to win that matchup, and then Galio does the exact same thing as TF. Like they're just two slightly different versions of the same champ. So it's not even like they have that big of a side lane advantage. Later in the game, I think Yorick and TF are better side laners, but not so much that like you run over the side lanes. Phew, I can't talk. Run over the side lanes and like push your way to victory without the 3v3 for the enemy team just winning the game.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we'll have to see how it goes. I think Rams of Love are gonna have to like make like a level 6 play bot lane or something, but it's gonna be really hard to actually capitalize on it because Galley can do, like we've mentioned, Galley can do exactly the same thing TF does, except bring a lot more in these skirmishes because of how much CC and AoE damage he has compared to the single target burst that Twisted Fate brings to the table.
Definitely. So yeah, we'll have to see. I think that they need to win early if you're on Apes Together Strong. Like your split push gets better and better the later the game goes on, but in this game in particular, I don't think that's going to be a viable way to actually win. I think they need to get ahead early. Yorick needs to somehow actually find kills onto this Lucian with jungle help or by himself, and then TF and Ezreal just need to be strong and on the map, because if they get behind, they're just not going to do any damage. They're not going to have a way to beat. They're not going to be able to win any team fight, and in a meta where you can just group get dragons and win the game, they can't do it.
No, yeah, definitely, and you can just see, right? Because like, as an ADC, a marksman, Lucian does so much more in a fight than the Yorick will ever do, right?
Big time, yeah.
It's just...
It's hard.
It's hard, yeah, right, exactly.
I think he countered himself by picking Yorick into Lucian. I mean, maybe he's so good that he'll be able to win the matchup. Or it's always possible. I don't play Yorick. I don't play Lucian top. It's always possible I'm missing something. But as far as I can tell, Yorick can pretty easily. Lucian can pretty easily deal with anything Yorick has to throw at him. So I feel like you kind of just counterpick yourself, and like Yorick's big strength is just winning the split push battle in the side lane, and you kind of limited yourself really hard because Lucian actually makes that like not really a viable way to win against him.
Yeah, I mean, it gets difficult. Berserker might get caught here. Does get stunned by the gold card.
Should be able to flash out if needed. Yeah, he's out of there.
So getting his flash that early is actually super huge because in these earlier ganks, Nunu kind of relies on... He can get kills really easily, right? But he kind of relies on the flash follow-up after the snowball lands to sort of guarantee the root from the E, right? Just like chain the CC together. Not having that means like these laners will escape a lot easier. And it also leaves him prone to getting invaded. Although it's kind of hard to invade a Nunu because he clears fast and he's usually really healthy all the time. I
don't think he has to worry about being invaded by Jarvan. I don't think Jarvan's like that scary. Of a jungle champ in the early game in terms of like the 1v1. It's not like weak by any means, but it's not too bad. I don't think that losing the flash doesn't hurt you if you're ganking mid, because I think TF, if you hit him with a snowball, he's just going to die, or he'll have to burn his flash. One way or the other, that gank's going to be successful without yours. I think it's going to be bad if you're ganking top, because if Yorick's always chunked out, maybe not, but if Yorick has health, Lucian has no form of crowd control on his own, so you're going to probably need that extra flash follow-up for the root.
Right. I mean, and you already see the power of the Lucian coming through. Youngest Lay actually opting for the Cull Star with the cut down, and you just see how much damage he's dishing out with his combo. Yep. Yorick, 1 CS on the table, probably regrets getting that single CS, because he is down to 1 corrupting charge left. Meanwhile, Lucian is slowly regenning back to full HP. As the gold card comes through onto the Galio. Decent amount of
I don't think it's worth gold card and Galio here this early. Just as a TF player, there's no reason to use your gold card at this point. Just throw blue. Blue does more damage. It gives you the mana back, and you have no damage to follow up on yet. Like, he was gold carding in level 1, and there's no reason to do that. You don't have a Q to follow up with, and you might, maybe you auto attack him once more. But I'll just take the damage and the mana over, like, the stun that gets you nothing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the damage is definitely important. Misses the punch, actually.
Jarvan's here.
See a dive coming in the top lane.
Taunt.
That is a dead Yorick. Although, does manage to trap Berserker in. Meanwhile, a gank had come through in the mid lane. Gragas Open deciding, nah, I'm not going to bother trying to save my Illaoi one-trick top laner. My dirty Illaoi one-trick top laner. I'm going to go mid and go kill his Galio.
I think that's actually like really good for the Apes Together Strong team right here. Galio got a kill back, which if he doesn't, he misses some CS and he gets really far behind in this lane. But with that kill back, like that actually helps him a lot. I don't know if I would have gone for the boots first. I think I would have just grabbed a cloth armor there. I think that helps you a lot more against Lucian in this matchup when he's constantly poking you. But, he's really happy there. And then the gank onto Galio, he just engaged at a bad time. I don't really blame him. But he went in, found a good trade on the TF, but because he used all of his movement abilities to go in, Jarvan just happened to be right there and just walks in for an easy kill and gets the flash out of Tornay as well.
Yes, indeed, they do. All right, well, the game is reduced back to a state of farming. Got to keep our eyes glued on this top lane matchup already. You can see the spectate has already come. A lot of damage coming through onto the Lucian.
Might go down here.
Could end up getting a solo kill.
Forces his flash, but he knows that the Nunu is around.
Oh!
Okay.
Youngest Lay! Challenger player getting solo killed by the Illaoi one trick, who's actually playing Yorick now. This is what I was talking about earlier. If you get
Berserker wishing he had flash.
If you get hit by that one ability, like the fucking shovel thing, not as Q, the other shovel thing, and then all the ghouls like jump at you, like he just auto wins the trade, right? So like he really needs to dodge that. If he doesn't dodge that, then it gets really hard for Lucian to actually play in the lane.
Yeah,
uncharacteristic mistake coming out from Youngest Lay there. Well played by Dog to capitalize on the mistake. Picks up the solo kill. Sure, he's
he wanted to bait him. He wanted to bait him in so that Nunu could kill him. But like you're in one-shot territory there. Just back up. Like, stay out of the flash range. He didn't just walk under his turret and leave. He like stayed around to kind of like box Yorick in. And you're just giving him a way to come back in. You literally gave him a free kill there, and he managed to get out too because Berserker lost his flash level 1.
Right, exactly.
That did come back to bite him, and I had mentioned you're gonna need that flash ganking top, but if he just leaves, if Youngest Lay just walks away, then you either force Yorick out of lane with no teleport when he's really low, and that's a big win for you, or you do the same thing and you get the kill with Nunu, but he just gave away a free kill instead as well, and it might be, this extra gold influx here might be all Yorick needs to actually keep himself relevant here.
Yeah, I mean, once he gets his Ninja Tabby Trinity Force, I'm pretty sure he can just easily run down the Lucian. There's gonna be quite a bit of he's gonna need a bit of help top lane, but I think the Nunu should just focus attention elsewhere and try and maybe get this Ashe ahead, play alongside Gallied. You can just see Lucian's just continuously getting run down by Yorick right here. Youngest Lay probably eating his pants right now, frustrated at the state of the lane.
Dog's playing the trades really well. He's saving his ghouls until he actually hits the E. Then he summons them so they'll instantly jump in there and just give Lucian some more targets to hit while he walks up so that hopefully he doesn't take quite as much damage while he tries to get in range. So it's really well played from him. But we also see right there why we thought Lucian was so much of a counter. Because even though he plays that trade really, really well, all he does is get 1 Q on him. Meanwhile, Lucian instantly destroys the cage, he instantly kills all the ghouls, and it's not very much damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be some... You have to play smart in the top lane.
And the color stacking.
It's kind of like really uncharacteristic of Galio and TF just to sit mid and farm, just chill, I would have expected the TP play happening sometime soon, but it hasn't happened yet. Two Jokers is backing, though. Gonna get nice and healthy, maybe pick up a Sheen. Not a Sheen, a Catalyst while he's at it.
Yeah, TF is slightly ahead in farm. They both mid laners now have the ultimates available, so they can easily roam across the map. It's a little bit scary when you're TF, because if you use your ult first, you're giving a person, you're jumping in and you're giving an excuse, like you're usually ulting to obviously pick somebody. You're giving an excuse for Galio to use his ult, like a free play, basically. Whereas normally Galio has to wait for his teammates to set up for him to come in. So it's kind of, if you use the TF ult, you're giving Galio a good opportunity to use his ult. So it's kind of scary when you're playing TF like this, because you don't, and the impact of the Galio ult coming in is obviously a bit more, impactful in the fight.
Yeah, speaking of which, Galio's nowhere to be found. The wave has been pushed under the tower. Well, there's a fight happening bot lane, though. Youngest Lay is getting ganked in the top lane.
Looks like he'll probably go down here.
Yeah, he is dead as fuck.
Good trade in the bot lane, though. Kyoshimon is going to die to this Ashe, and a 9 IQ player might go down as well. Whether or not he gets the Lulu. Oh, she does save her ult.
He does not get the Lulu. That's actually a very huge 2v2 win for the side.
Flash.
Meanwhile,
Berserker going to get a solo kill here as well.
Oh, he misplayed that so badly, but
here
he
comes
still gets
Galio.
it anyways.
But TF is here as well. The Apes together strong are just outplaying here. They do lose in the bot lane. They, get 0 for 2'd in the 2v2 bot lane where no jungler has ventured so far. But we see two Jokers abusing the fact that TF ult is longer range and does give you the ability to make the first play because you don't need any setup from your teammates to go in. So he actually gets up there, he shoves the wave, and gets up top before Galio has a chance. And they manage to, pretty much kill that Lucian off where Galio can really do anything. I think Gragas Opa just does a good job hanging out in the jungle, knowing that Nunu would be looking for his blue buff and picking up that solo kill.
100%, and he did play the kill onto the Nunu as badly as he possibly could have. He missed his EQ. He missed his EQ, but he did enough damage with the autos and the passive auto and the Tiamat to where Nunu was low enough to where he could just flash auto Q him and then Nunu dies.
Exactly.
But
it got dangerous.
I mean, Youngest Lay is still harassing Dog under tower. Almost doubling the CS, although I don't think it should matter too much as the game goes on, because once Dog gets to Trinity Force, he can play a lot safer and really stick on the solution with the Phage passive.
I think Berserker should spend some time mid here. You've got control wards all over your top side, which you really need to clear out, but it's really easy to gank TF as Lucian, and not as Lucian, as Nunu. You just walk in. You use your snowball, just walk behind him. If he throws his gold card at you, it gives Galio a free way to jump into the fight. So he can't stop both of you, basically. So it's pretty easy to gank him, and he's been pushed in really hard this whole time, obviously because he's trying to get priority to roam around the jungle. We see him walking top right now to try to counter this gank, but his ultimate's not up.
That's so tragic.
Dog does get low here. Berserker is probably going to die to the turret. Actually, TF picks it up instead. Youngest Lay flashes away from the ult from Ezreal, and does look like he'll probably survive. Two Jokers, though, does have his own flash. It could easily flash gold card him right here for the kill. We'll see if he ends up going for it. Does not. I think he was scared to flash through the Lucian ult. But now Lulu's caught out here. It's a 3v1. Lulu tries to run away, uses her own ult to peel.
Ashe does come through onto Ezreal, though. The TP comes in from the Galio. And everyone is literally joining the fight now. TF ults in.
Down goes Ashe. I think they should... Honestly, it's good that they gave that kill to Ezreal. I think he really needs it. Any strength on your AD carry here, especially one who can kite away, is going to be pretty impactful because your 3v3, I think, loses pretty hard. And in a game where you're trying to split push. So getting them gold to be ahead actually kind of stymies some of that.
Yeah, I mean, it looked okay for the side of Rams of Love at first, with the Galio TPing in and then the Lulu living for so long, the Ashe ult landing on the Ezreal. But we've talked about how these teams can turn both of these teams have the opportunity to turn like a 2v2 or a 3v2 into like a 4v2, right? And like you immediately see the TF ulting in, killing the Ashe, the Lulu goes down, and then Galio's just kind of stuck there. So he's just forced to die. I would have liked to see the Galio flash over the wall, but he didn't, which was kind of a disappointment. I think that could have been... Oh, he didn't die. Never mind. I'm kind of out of it today.
You're doing your best, man.
I'm
That's all you can do. But yeah, we just see there's just better globals. There's more and better globals on the side of Apes Together Strong here. I don't think they win this 2v2, actually. I don't think Berserker should run in when two Jokers is just walking up. But the Galio does come in, actually baits him in pretty good. The cage is actually clutch.
He misses the Galio Q! No!
It's away!
That's so tragic! They all live with 1 HP.
Oh no! Oh, TFP killed them all! He can keep going! I don't know why he backed up. He actually could have killed all 3. They played that as bad as possible.
Yo, okay, that started off really good, right? They get the combos off, they get all the damage off, and then critically they failed to actually kill the people that needed to be killed, right? So everyone lives with 1 HP. You take like 20 tower shots from each person. 2 Jokers just comes in, red card Qs, and nearly kills everyone else. He could have kept chasing, honestly, because they're all 1 HP, but they're all 1 HP, and like no one's really gonna come, right? Their bot lane's bot lane, and the rest of the 3 members are top. So
yeah, I'm not super impressed with Tornade's Galio. He didn't realize that he was in the Yorick cage, and he tried to use his Justice Punch to dash into their under the turret to finish off some kills, but was blocked by the wall, unfortunately. So that and then he just missed his Q. So just some not well executed in that fight. Despite that, they do actually like the gold is completely even.
It is. I mean, I think it has to do with the first tower going down top, and Lucian getting a lot of those plates. But...
Yeah, and he's popped his call in 1 CS, which is going to give him a big gold lead, an even bigger gold influx here.
Yeah, with the call, the CS, all of that coming in, you see as like a 2K gold lead over the Yorick. But honestly, do have to give a shout out to Justin in the top lane, even though he is a dirty Alawi player. And a dirty Yorick player. He has been playing pretty damn well, absorbing a lot of pressure from jungle ganks, not dying early to this Lucian, getting a couple of solo kills here and there. So he's been doing great.
Yeah, and despite what I heard about Berserker, about how he's, an ex-Diamond coach and all this crazy stuff, he's just being out-jungled right here by Gragas Opa. Like, he's had much less game impact. He lost his flash level 1, which really hurt him. His ganks have not been working out. Meanwhile, Gragas Opa literally solo kills him in the jungle and has been ganking top lane and mid lane, like, kind of repeatedly, and he's had 6 KP here. And the really big thing, despite them not having a gold lead, even with all those kills, it almost the biggest thing I think actually Dog is definitely going to die here. So that's not good.
Nearly goes down. The TFL comes through though. He could be coming.
TF should get him.
Jokers does have Ghost. Kill him off. Gets the shutdown.
I guess you could use the Ghost there. I don't think he needed to, but maybe he would have executed.
Yeah, I don't think he would have executed. He wouldn't have executed because York landed a Q on him. I think he wanted to shut down really badly.
I mean, I think you just give that to Yorick. I think Yorick might want it better, but either way, still good play. He was just using his Summoner Spellbook Ghost, so it's not like it really hurts him in the long run.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
The biggest thing I think here actually for Apes Together Strong is the fact that they've got the first 2 dragons, which on a split push team is so good, because it's going to take them to stack up 4 dragons here. I mean, that literally, if you don't pick up another dragon for the rest of the game and they get them on cooldown, you don't have to worry about Soul until almost 40 minutes into this game.
100%. So
you get to split push. You just ignore those dragons, split push all you want, knock down every turret, sack a gold lead, scale up, and Soul is not really going to be like a valid option. Plus, is it Cloud or Mountain? I actually don't know. It's a Cloud Soul, so it's not even that big of a deal regardless. So they're about as happy as they can be with the dragons on this front. I think they're in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah, the only champion that really feels good after using an ultimate on this side is Lucian, so you can just kind of run people down with the culling. Ashe is going to be cutting backwards, which is good for her, I guess, but and Lulu will get the extra move speed, but I mean, critically on the 2 members you want the move speed to be on, the Nunu and the Galio, it's not there. We'll continue this talk later. There seems to be a fight happening,
yeah,
Tristan.
All 5 members of both teams down here in the fight. Trapped up is the Jarvan in the fourth. Wow, there's just a lot of stuff going on here. Nunu gets in. They do actually shut down the TF. It's a big kill over onto the Lucian. Gragas Oppa looks like he might go down as well, but they're actually chasing onto Lucian. He has nowhere out. He's going to go down here to 9 IQ player. They actually clean up that fight 3-for-1. The shutdown for TF does go over, which is not ideal, but they end up picking up, 2 more extra kills.
Yeah, so it started off kind of weird for the side of Rams of Love. The Galio did get caught out, but he didn't get bursted quickly enough because there just weren't enough members to capitalize on the catch. And that gave enough time for the rest of the team to come over and try and win the fight. And for a brief glimpse, you saw the power of the squad coming in with the Galio and the Nunu just like sitting on top of the carries, making sure they don't die. And they kill off 2 Jokers and they bring the other champions on the side of Apes Together Strong low. But the cleanup crew just came like dog with the Yorick, 9 IQ player on the Ezreal, Kyoshimon, continuously landing the Leona stuns.
Yeah, and critically, they didn't get the dragon, but they don't need it. Like we just mentioned, they just let them have it, and they engaged on them afterwards. The reward of the dragon actually isn't important to their team. They just want to get as many kills, get as much of a map state advantage as they can right now.
Yeah, and you kind of saw that with taking the mid tower down, and even though the outers on both bot and top are still up, it doesn't really matter too much because that gives your team a bit more room to play aggressively and start invading the jungle.
Yeah, you gotta
really try and starve
easy.
out resources.
Yeah, I mean, TF and Yorick shouldn't have too much of a problem taking those towers at their leisure, basically. I mean, it's not like you could just free push against these champs, like we mentioned earlier. Lucian and Galio aren't, like, easy to go against by any means.
2 Jokers just gets 100-0'd immediately by Lucian, actually. Just a quick E auto, Q auto into the ultimate, immediately just dies. Lucian's a fun champion.
One of the weaknesses of Twisted Fate there, 2 Jokers did actually have exhaust up, so he probably, if he could have gotten in range, could have probably saved himself. But one of the weaknesses of TF, you don't have your stun instantly. You have to wait sometimes for it to come up in the rotation, and you could just be dead by then. So it's not always, he doesn't always have the options to get out of every fight if you can burst him down quick enough. I don't like these matchups either. I don't think you want Galio splitting against Yorick. I think Yorick will crap on Galio here in this side lane. I think you want the Lucian against Yorick and the TF against Galio for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, TF will win the 1v1 against Galio at this point, and then Lucian should be able to win the 1v1 against Yorick, because Yorick isn't at like that 3-item power spike yet. But I feel like sending Galio up here is just kind of a death sentence for the Galio. Like, he just can't really do anything. You see, like, the ghouls jump on him, just a Q auto to the face, and he's already half HP.
Yeah, he gets kind of shredded by Yorick here, whereas Lucian, we've seen, has been bullying him all game. I guess Lucian can just solo kill TF if he plays it well enough, so that's really nice. But even though TF outpushes Galio, like, and maybe outduels him on the side lane, it's not by that much. You know, his harass isn't going to mean too much on Galio. Galio just lets it push into the turret. He clears it there, and I don't think TF's ever going to be able to actually hit the turret. For the figure of it, he gets taunted in, and then, you know, kind of one shot with the turret aggro, take him down as well.
Yeah. Could see a small scuffle coming up here. They decide not to actually fight for it. Just backs away. Don't want to give up any more kills. Surprisingly, with the kill lead, there's only less than a 1,000 gold lead on the side of Apes Together Strong, and I think a lot of it has to do with Youngest Slay being really far ahead on the solution.
Oh yeah, that farm diff is big. He's 3k. I mean, he's over 3k.
He's
up
literally
on
3k up on dogs. So they are chasing after him, though. He does have like a decent shutdown bounty on him. Decides not to go further. Kyoshimon is separated from the rest of his team. Could maybe end up getting caught. I think Leona will just run away from there. Has the rest of the team to back up. The Ash Arrow does land, actually.
A lot of poke over here in the Gragas Oppa, but he does get out. The Galio ult kind of useless there. The does force flash to Kyoshimon, but I don't think he really needed the Galio ult there for extra stuff. I think he just could have walked up and used the taunt. They do actually catch 9 IQ player here. He is going to go down to the Ash. It's a big shutdown.
9 IQ player showing some 9 IQ positioning. Split off from the rest of his team.
Nunu actually goes way too deep. It just gets caught out. Kyoshimon will go down on the backside. Now Youngest Lay is going to get stunned up by 2 Jokers, but he just does not have the damage at this point on TF. I think Youngest Lay might have actually been able to go a little bit deeper there.
We got Chunky Dunker in the chat saying, hold on, when did VCU get an esports team? VCU has had an esports team for a long ass time. This is VCU LCS, the VCU in-house tournament.
Yep, but there also is an actual VCU esports team if you're interested in that as well.
There are two.
It's been
VCU
around for a while.
Teams.
Yeah, we have an A team and a B team this season. Dog gets killed by Youngest Slave. I think he's really okay with that. He really just kind of gave his life for the turret. I don't think he expected to live.
Yeah, just kind of doing Yorick things. He doesn't really care. He's like, I died, whatever. I got the tower, though. We good, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. This might be a little Chally diff here. I think if Rams of Love ends up coming back and winning this game, I think it's going to be a lot on the back of this Lucian. You've got two ADCs that are pretty strong. Ashe is a little bit ahead of, he's actually dead even with Ezreal, and in a pretty good spot with two items here, and with a Lulu backing her up to really make an impact on this game. And if they can't orchestrate, split push is a lot harder than group is 5 and win team fights. If they can't actually make this split push work, if their macro is not good enough, then despite 4 extra kills here, and then TF and Jarvan being strong, I think they're just going to lose every team fight for the rest of the game. So they really need to make sure that they orchestrate the split push well and actually get either a map state advantage or just win the game to set them up for team fights in the future. Actually, they get right engaged on, speaking with the Leona here. Kyoshima goes in. Big Ezreal ultimate just chunks out a lot of members. Two Jokers goes down.
Youngest Slay is super buffed right now.
Gonna instantly just chunking people out. Dog is gonna go down as well. Finished off by Berserker's flash. Berserker does go a little bit too deep himself and ends up dying. I think I'm Kim dies as well to the turret. Just kind of just not playing around the turret auto.
This is a little
Youngest
confusing.
Slay low too. Gragas Opa.
Oh. So, anyways.
What the fuck?
Let me just talk about the frontline Twisted Fate coming in from two Jokers, eating the entirety of the culling.
Yeah. You wanna break that fight down for me, man? I was trying to cast it. I don't even know what happened. They were a lot of 9 IQ plays in that fight. Let me put it that way.
Anyway, I 9 IQ player actually ease away from the Assault and gets to safety, which was very well played by him. But immediately, two Jokers just started running straight at the team for absolutely no reason, and he eats a culling to the face, a full culling to the face, and he dies, and the culling is still going, right? And he Kyoshima doing bless his soul, doing his best to be the front line for his team as the Leona, but he just gets shredded immediately. And then you kind of take that, you take the tower, right? That's what you want to do as Rams of Love, right? Okay, he's safe. But that's what you want to do as Rams of Love, right? And then the rest of the team decides, oh, fuck it, we'll just int all the way towards Inhib Tower. I'm Kim, dies after taking 20 tower shots. Torrent dies after taking 20 tower shots. Berserker dies after taking 20 tower shots. Meanwhile, Youngest Slay is the only one left alive alongside the Lulu at the end of the fight, 1 HP, because he also decided, hey, fuck it, I'll take 20 tower shots.
Yeah, they dove between two turrets, and I'm Kim I think Berserker kind of ran it by diving under the second turret. I'm Kim just wanted to follow up. I don't think she even knew that her turret aggro was on her until she was one turret auto away from dying, and then tried to frantically get out, but still took the turret shot and died. But yeah, just a big overchase. I mean, Lulu can only do so much when you're eating turret shots from two separate turrets in the mid lane that are the closest together turrets in the game, basically, except for your Nexus turrets. So, not well played from either team. They both did their best to give the other team the win, and it actually ends up going kind of even. So we see our gold lead still basically non-existent for either team. We are on 2 dragons apiece now. They have been given plenty of time to stack it back up on the other side. Actually, Ashe Arrow goes in. Dog is going to get bursted out so fast. Youngest Slay does a ton of damage. Two Jokers teleports in from over the wall, but can't actually get the stun onto Youngest Slay, crucially, and ends up just dying to the Lucian instantly after he gets cleansed out of the gold card.
What am I watching?
Yeah, just really good play. I'm Kim is still alive. Lucian is as well. Both ADCs still up. Blueski just decides to tank that Ezreal damage to the face. 9 IQ player. Just defeating a couple of other 9 IQ players.
So, somehow somehow they end up losing. It's another story of they really wanted the other team to win the fight. Both teams wanted the other team to win the fight, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell immediately that's the case because Yorick joined the fight in the first place, right? This man
Yeah, exactly.
should be at their fucking Nexus towers while this fight is happening. Let your team die, just like be at the Nexus Tower. It's like you saw how shit Yorick is in team fights off of that one example.
Oh,
Takes
he
a
just got
full
killed by the
culling to the
culling.
face and he just dies instantly. Like there's really nothing he can do there. 9IQ player does have 3 items and he did end up killing Blueski at the end of that fight. Because Blueski decided, hey, fuck it, I really don't want my team to win this fight anymore. I'm just going to tank it and Ezreal WQ to the face. There should be a free dragon over to the side of
Don't fight here if you're red
blue
side.
team, though.
Stop. The rest of this game, your motto if you're on red side should be don't fight here. You should be doing nothing but split push. Now is when you send Twist of Fate against the Lucian, because he's so strong, he'll just destroy Dog as well. So let TF be the sacrificial lamb and die to this Lucian. Meanwhile, send Yorick into the opposite side lane, whichever one you're most interested in pushing down, and just leave him there until the game ends.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
I mean, at this point, I think after 2 catastrophically failed team fights that nearly were won because Rams of Love decided to be the Apes together strong in this case. Couple of 9IQ plays here and there, not from 9IQ player, but from his teammates. He's extending his 9IQ wisdom over to his teammates. Baron is on the table, though.
Good idea from Rams of Love. I think making them come to you is, one, you burst it down instantly, so that's really good. You just get a Baron for free. Also, the idea was sound in the first place. You really want the Apes together to check into you. You want to force them into a 5v5 because you've seen... with you playing those fights as bad as you possibly could, you still are like going even to winning them. So if you play the fight not like a monkey, then you should be able to win pretty hard. Galio goes in here. They do catch out Perishima. She gets away pretty quick. Instantly dead. And this might be a good knockup from Jarvan, actually. And once again, 9IQ player on this Ezreal is absolutely popping off, but just doesn't have the damage. Now Lucian is onto him, and he might be able to pick up the kill. The cleanse comes out too early, actually, the Quicksilver Sash, and so he's going to actually get out. 9IQ player goes down, and that will be the game.
Quadra kill for Youngest Lay.
Challenger diff.
Chally diff coming in, definitely. We got someone in the chat saying GM 2 week, GM right now. So once the reset hits at 2 a.m., Youngest Lay will officially be back in Challenger. But yeah, that is a GG coming through for the side of Rams of Love. Well played. Let's see if we can get someone in for an interview. If you are down for that, Mr. Red Lightning.
I am down for that. Charlie calling my analysis boosted. Get out of here. I mean, that's probably fair, though. I am boosted, so that would make sense.
Let me cop that interview, says Raheem. All right, hop in your chat. I move you.
Did they? How good is was the sub here from
Gold 3, which is fine.
Oh wow, was actually a lot higher than Wagner.
Yeah. So for further note, I've allowed it once. I've allowed it just this time, but I can't allow that again. So if you're gonna use a sub on your team, make sure it's the same elo or lower. All right, but this time, since it was an emergency, I've decided to let it slide.
That's a big gap there. You know, I mean, I guess they have to. I guess Apes Together Strong did have to agree to it, so it's not like it's that big of a deal. But yeah, that's a big old gap.
Okay, we have Mr. Raheem here in the chat, ready for the interview. Your first ever VCU LCS, picking up the win on the first ever day of VCU LCS in the first ever game of the fall. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. It was actually a lot of fun. I wasn't sure what to really expect going into it. I'm pretty happy that I'm actually playing in it now.
That's good to hear. Things look a little dicey in the early game with Yorick getting a little bit ahead and then TF picking up some kills here and there. You guys were down a bit of gold. Were you ever worried as the game progressed onwards?
Yeah, low-key, I was really worried early. TF was roaming a lot. I was really thinking Galio would be able to match TF's roams, but it kind of just seemed that TF was just roaming for free. I didn't really see Galio moving across the map as much. But like later in the game, we kind of just like focused on just getting objectives, so it ended up just not really mattering in the end.
Well, hey, that's what matters when you have a super buff Giga Chad Lucian on your team. And you have a Galio, a Nunu, and a Lulu just uber buffing him throughout the game. I think definitely playing through him is the win con. What is it like playing with Youngest Lay in the top lane?
It was really interesting actually because like the entire time, I was thinking that he was gonna be mid, and then like 10 minutes before the game, he's like, actually, I'm gonna go top. I was like, okay, so that completely like changed like my entire like game plan. I was like expecting to play like for strong mid, so I was going to play like Graves or something, and then he was just play like Nunu, so I just did, and then I just like yeah, so that's basically what happened. So he's like just play Nunu, and then we just play for strong top, and then we'll have like a weak side bot with Lulu to just peel for him late game, and then that's exactly what happened.
Well, hey, glad to see that you guys are coming off of a win. Hopefully, Wagner is back for your next game. Make sure you figure out the substitute situation. So, since it was an emergency, I let it slide this one time, but just for future reference, if you're gonna get a sub, make sure it's the same elo or lower.
Yeah,
Around the
I
same
didn't
elo.
know
Yeah.
anything about our sub.
Okay.
David kind of just like was like, all right, here she is. Here's our
Okay.
sub.
Well, it is what it is. But anyways, congrats on your first win. Y'all are 1-0 on the board now. We will be back later tonight, 10:15. Washington League Ball team will be facing off against a 2D Simp Squad. So we'll be back for that. I think Mr. Dane is casting, and not too sure if Red Lightning's casting again, but if he is, he will be back.
Perhaps. I'm not sure. There might be another caster. Also, make sure because our boy Lokesh here is playing in that game. So catch that game to make sure you can watch him into the jungle because that's definitely where he should go and where he will be going. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it. We had a great fun kind of fiesta game for our first game of VCU LCS, and good stuff.
All right, boys. Peace. See y'all later.
All right, peace out, y'all.
Later.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait to play.